Welcome back, guys. I'm going to be doing some back testing on FX Replay. I wanted to do it on TradingView because I wanted to use the regular trading hours and electronic trading hours option to learn how to trade ICT's new day opening gap, new week opening gap, and all that things. But it just wasn't working and some weird things are happening. So we're going to be doing some back testing on FX Replay. And you might be saying like, well, here's a gap. Yeah, but it's not articulated the way that it is in TradingView. So I'm not going to get accurate results, unfortunately. So, anyways, right now I'm trying to work on this account. If we go to my analytics, you'll see I'm already up $3,000 on this account. My goal, so basically I've made 6% on this account so far. My equity curve is pretty up, essentially, so that's very good. Nine trades, 9 winners, 7 losers. This thing keeps doing that. I don't know why that keeps doing that. I already got 2 wins so far in April, 1 loss, and 1 trade in March, 3 winning trades in February, a couple winning in January. So yeah, honestly my goal right now is to be able to make 6% in 1 month. That's technically my goal. March, I think right now I'm up, April, sorry. April I'm up 2%, that's amazing. But I really want to get to 6%. So as you can see, I made 1% in January, 3% in February, negative 0.52% in March, 2% in April, and I think I have this session all the way up until October, I believe. Let me see. Wrong place. Okay, so I have, yeah, so up until October. So I'm up 2% right now on April. Ideally, I want to be up 6%. So what days are we at? Fridays and Monday I have found are a little bit weird when it comes to trading. In terms of price will act a little bit weird, but I think I've found that it's mostly from the new day opening gaps and things of that sort, or where those gaps are, which kind of dictates how price moves on Monday and Friday. But I haven't really back tested it extensively yet to figure out if that's what's going on. It's kind of hard because I don't think they have that option FX Replay, but I'm not 100% sure. It'd be really nice if I could have that option so I could back test it. Actually, I need to figure out where we are in time on this. So, yeah, we just finished New York, so it's 10 o'clock now on Tuesday. That means I actually have to go to the next day, which is Wednesday. So let's go back to the daily chart, and let's go forward by 4 hours until we see a new candle. There we go. And we are at Tuesday. So 20, okay. I think we can do 2 more. So 7. We're at 7. Speaking of which, why aren't these showing up? There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go forward 1 hour, so it brings us to 8:55, and then let's go 5 minutes forward to bring us to 9 o'clock. Yeah. So I typically like to come really close to the 9:30 open to do my analysis, because I typically will do my analysis and maybe 30 minutes before the 9:30 open, sometimes earlier, although it might not be necessary. So as you can see, we're in this daily fair value gap right now, and previous day's high, let's see, previous day's high is right here. There's also a volume imbalance resting above here, so there's that as well. So previous day's high, oops, well, I'll just leave it for now. Previous day's high is here, volume balance is here, previous day's high is here, previous day's high, previous day's low is right here, previous day's low, Bring that over a little bit more. Bring this over a little bit more. We have this volume imbalance. Daily volume imbalance. Daily volume imbalance. Balance, can't spell. Daily volume imbalance. Okay, great. So I think that's really mostly it. You could also identify, like, this is buy side liquidity. And I think that this one up here is also buy side liquidity. So buy side liquidity, buy side liquidity. I'll have to see. I'm not exactly confident that it will get all the way up here, especially depending on what I'm targeting, but I think previous day's high is a realistic target if we're bullish. Right now I'm getting bullish signals, so right now I'm a little bit more bullish on day. I'm just gonna check out the weekly chart real quick. So we have a volume bounce down here, right here. Looks like we're bullish. Yeah, because we've been up. We came into a discount, took out this low here, went up, and it looks like we're targeting. Looks like the drawn liquidity is up here. We have a gap, a hybrid fair value gap, plus I'm pretty sure that's a gap, and then buy side liquidity up here. So a little bit bullish. A lot of this is kind of weird looking, but because we have a lot of, I'm pretty sure these are new day opening gaps. Oh. Yeah, this would be a new day opening gap. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please, if you're ever gonna trade anything, if you're gonna trade, like, please do your own research. This is just, see, this is a gap. This is a new day opening gap from 4 to 8. So that's that 1 hour interval when the market closes and the market opens. So this is a new day opening, right? New day opening gap? I think, for like Thursday. So we have this gap above us, so that's gonna like suck price towards it. We do have this one down here. I'm trying to see where all the gaps are really quick. We have one up here. So from what I can see, we have two above us, because those are gonna suck price towards it. We have one right here. One right here. One right here. I think one right here. So there's actually quite a bit below us, but I feel like maybe those might come into play on Friday. Right now we're bullish, cause we've taken out sell side liquidity. We've taken out sell side liquidity, so you can actually like put that as sell side. We're in this daily fair value gap, pretty bullish. We have a lot of movement to the upside. I will say I'm a little bit skeptic with these bearish imbalances, but we did close above here, so that's bullish. But yeah, I'm a little hesitant right now. I'd have to see what the 930 does, but we do have fair value gap here. Small one here, so I'm gonna back out so we can see if there's any, probably move this over a little bit so we can see if any SMTs get put in. So there's not really much to outline in terms of bullish PD arrays. I don't see any like bold one that like really stands out. We do have this 1 hour bullish fair value gap. We have this small one right here. We have this in volume imbalance, which I think might all, yeah, it's a gap. So it's a volume imbalance gap. So I think we're going higher, but it's a little bit muddy right now. I would need to see, like, if we're talking about like lows to be taken out, probably here can inverse, like double inverse this fair value gap, I guess. So this can be seen as sell. Well, technically it's a 1 hour low, so probably label it as such. Could just label it as sell side liquidity, but recently I like labeling it as like on what time frame I find the low. This is a 1 hour low. One hour low. Highly, if it's bullish, I highly doubt it's going to get back down here, unless it really does give us some bearish signals. So yeah, let's go down lower. Not really that convinced. See, told you this was a tiny little fair value gap. I'll outline it, but I'm not really. It's more noticeable on the 30-minute. But yeah, all I'd say is there's not a lot of really bullish, like extremely like bullish PRAs except for this daily. We have a lot of small ones here. So, and today's a Wednesday. Wednesdays, sometimes we can see midweek reversals. Right now, I'm not thinking that's the case. I'm thinking we want to go up. This could be a market this could be a market maker buy model we're in right now, because we have a market maker sell model, market maker buy model. We'll have to see. So I like to just do like some extensive analysis, see whatever I can see. We do have a lot of liquidity resting above us, plus this new day opening gap. So yeah, alrighty, so let's go down to the 5 minutes. Not really much to see here. Outlined everything that we could. It is currently 9 o'clock, so let's just, alright, 9:30, hit 9:30. Okay, I want to see some type of liquidity get taken out, which we did have an internal sell side get taken, but I don't know. I don't think there's any SMT put in just yet. It is now 10:15. It's just been, oh, we might not get a trade today. It's just been back and forth. It's already 11:05. It really is not doing anything. Yep, it didn't do anything, so I wouldn't take a trade today. It really didn't do anything. It didn't take out any significant. It's been pretty all over the place. Maybe in the afternoon we might get something. Or not. It just kept on going up. All that set up to not take a trade. That's typically how it goes. Yep, basically nothing. All that set up for nothing. Sorry, guys. 13 minutes of absolutely nothing. And that's, but honestly, I feel like this is still good because you get to learn when I wouldn't take a trade. If this was a real day I was gonna, trade. I wouldn't take a trade that day because I didn't see what I needed to see. So, we're on Thursday now. And okay, so we need to go forward. Gotta be a little bit careful because sometimes I go past the time I'm supposed to go past. So we're at 7 o'clock, 7:55 again. Let's go forward 5 minutes. Go forward 5 minutes. 8 o'clock. Let's go forward 30 minutes each. So I get to 9 o'clock. 5 minutes forward, and that's 9 o'clock. Okay. So as you can see, a lot of the star stuff is still intact. Fair value gap in place still. So, daily fair value gap. Pretty much it. We have a volume balance here. Previous day's high hasn't been taken just yet, but it's very close. Previous day's high. Previous day's low. Oh, shoot, I thought I clicked it. Whoa, why isn't this working? Previous day's low. Oh crap. Oh no. Previous day's low. And buy side liquidity. So a lot of the same things, because these are the same PD arrays that are in play right now. Buy side liquidity. Okay. And that's really just it. Only you can mark out this one, but I don't really think, even if it gets up there, I might not be targeting all the way up there, you know? Keep clicking the wrong thing. Wow. So buy side liquidity. Okay. So then 4 hour. Okay, we do have a 4 hour clear fair value gap here. Oops. Why do I keep doing that? Okay. Sorry about that. 4 hour, oops. 4 hour fair value gap. Yep. But we close above here, so this actually could be used as an inverse fair value gap right off the bat. But I'll leave it because I still need to see some type of liquidity taken out. It's just a criteria for me to take a trade. It looks like we are in a market maker buy model. So we're up really high. We're up really, really high. No other fair value gaps. There's a small one here, but it overlaps with the 4 hour. 30 minutes. Not really. If it takes previous day's high, I'll just have to watch it. I typically would prefer it to come back down and not take out previous day's highs just yet. If it does, I might not take a trade just because I'm bullish and I don't want to counter trend trade. You know what I mean? Usually it's best to go into a day with the bias and stick to it rather than being all over the place. So I didn't really see anything on the 30 minute. Probably on the 15-minute, but these fair value gaps are going to be in pieces. So alrighty. I'm just going to go forward and see what we get. Okay, so that's 9:30. We went above it. That's really not what I wanted to see. So now I'm just going to keep going forward in time. It's 9:40. So what could end up happening, right? We went up. We do have these buy side liquidities above us. We could keep going up. We also do have these, it's not really smooth, but we do have this buy side up here. These are relatively smooth, I guess. These areas, so we do have these like buy side here. This is like a minor buy side, I guess. Buy side. Normally I don't like to see this kind of move, but we still have to, you know what I mean, like figure out what's possible and act accordingly based on what we're seeing. So for example, we went up, right? So I'm thinking we're still bullish. I would want to be bullish. So we have this 5-minute fair value gap. So I'm thinking if I do this and we want to be bullish, we're going to come back in here and maybe have another shape of structure that is bullish. Because we don't have an SMT put in whatsoever. So I'm going to go down to 1 minute and kind of, we just had a change in state right there. And we just had to change it. So we have so let me see, 2 minute. On 1 minute we do have a change. So I could enter here. It's like 9:56. We had sell side taken. We're in this. We just closed above this inverse fair value gap. Our first closure. So we could long this. But because this is a risky trade in a sense, probably just go for 1 to 2 because I don't really know. So let's do a small 0.5. Let's see what. Oh, and we lost. It was risky. And then look what happens. So, okay. We could re-enter here. Put our stop here. And then target 1 to 2 again. That was a risky trade. That's why I lowered my risk. We could re-enter this. Probably the same thing. And then move to break even, and there we go. So that was very interesting. So I got in early, right? But my criteria was met. We took sell side liquidity, and we had inverse, right? We had an inverse. I think the issue with what I could have done better here is that I could have waited for a little bit more displacement, which we didn't have, because we had another manipulation of this low here, and then I was like, okay, cool. So then we went up again above this. This is a change in state. So I have about 3 different entry models. One is the change in state. One is the inverse fair value gap. So I entered on here. We did have a lot of drawdown. We did. But then we went up again. And then not only that, I kept my risk low because I knew it was a risky trade. So I made back what I lost and then a little bit more. So if we go to my analytics for this day, you'll see that I just made basically $150 because I lost that first trade, but I won the second trade. So not much, but you know, it's something. Also, why I think this reset. So yeah. So, and then it probably, but realistically speaking, I probably should have used my standard deviation because, oh, okay, well, it was close to my standard deviation anyway, so I would have taken profit like here. It probably would have been a little bit more, or I could have aimed for here, but as you can see, gets the standard deviation and kind of just falls afterwards. So that was the move for that day, and this was at 11. Well, we're at 11 now. So that means this move is more than likely fizzled out. It might pick up back and go higher in the afternoon. So we can actually see. So around 11:30, we come back down. So usually around, I believe 12 to 1 is lunch. That's typically when traders take their lunch. So we wait. Already kept on going higher. So this is okay, so you see, oh wow. Wow. Never mind. Wow, what the heck? So around 1, so we could probably look to take, I'm not saying I'm going to take a trade because I don't typically trade the afternoon session, but I'm just saying that if you did want to trade the afternoon session, you could probably, since it's already moved, you could probably enter here, because it's the inverse. And, or not. Okay, well, your stop would have to be in here anyway, so. And you would still be in the trade. And then you'd be out. But, again, that's why I wouldn't trade afternoon, because that's not my, session. The reason why it went down is because of this. But anyways, that was a cool little trading session. So I typically do journal. I took a loss on this one. Maybe should have waited for more displacement, and then it came back down, manipulated the low again here, and then we had a change in state. So I knew these were both somewhat risky, so that's why I put really low risk on these and only risked 0.5%, I believe. I really want to 0.3%, not even 0.5. So 0.3%. I really want to size up on these trades, but like I don't know. My risk tolerance right now is like 0.5, 0.3, 0.5, and 1%. But yeah. So that was cool. Anyways, thanks for joining me, guys. That's where I'm gonna end it today. You saw how I handled trades, how my reasoning for not taking trades, and my reasoning for taking a trade, and my reasoning for getting back into a trade. I don't just rush back into a trade. I usually wait for signals. I understood that this was a risky entry to begin with, just because we manipulated the low, and we could also have multiple manipulations. So I'm trying to get rid of this. I won't go away. So we had another manipulation, which was expected. So even though I decided to go back in, I knew that I was willing to lose $300 on the trade for the day. That's really low risk for me in the size of my account. And I knew that if I won it back, I would make back what I lost and then some. So that's why I put on the trade again. I didn't increase my risk. I lowered my risk because that was the risk I was willing to take on. So that's kind of just how you have to think about it. But yeah, hope you learned something. Let me know what else you want to see, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And please let me know what you want to see so I can make videos on that. But yeah, peace.